You're used to seeing pink-haired activists chaining themselves to trees, social justice warrior types passionately crooning something they truly believe to be true. Now, I'm about to say something wild. Is Luigi Mangione, the person of interest in the murder of Unitedhealthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is this guy the next evolution of the social justice warriors? Let me explain. Have you seen I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie V for Vendetta. It was released in 2005. Originally, it was a DC Comics limited series. V for Vendetta is about vengeance and liberation. And I know you're wondering what this has to do with Luigi Mangione. I'll explain in a bit. So the protagonist, V, is a survivor of a government experiment that left him disfigured, but also gave him extraordinary abilities. So he got expat combat skills, superior intelligence, basically a poor man's Batman, right? So driven by a desire for justice, he embarks on a quest to dismantle the fascist regime that had oppressed the people of England. England was where the story was set. V meticulously plans and executes acts of rebellion, including the destruction of key government buildings, to inspire the people to rise against their oppressors. He sees himself as a symbol of resistance, and he does all this wearing a Guy Fawkes mask to represent the idea that anyone can stand up against tyranny. In that movie, V's actions are not just about personal revenge, but about igniting a revolution that will lead to a free and just society. In the end, V sacrifices himself, believing that his death will serve as a catalyst for the people's uprising. I tell you this story because I see a lot of similarities to the murder of the Unitedhealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Now, I'm not calling this guy a hero, but I certainly think the nature of the murder and the actions of the killer afterwards suggests that he believes that he's making some sort of stand. Here's the hot take for you. I think this guy believes himself to be some sort of social justice warrior. More importantly, I believe he wanted to be caught. So let me paint you a picture. There's CCTV footage of the murder in the news, right? But I don't want this video to be taken down, so I won't share those videos. But if you want to watch it, I will link it in the description below this video. Anyways, in the footage, you see Brian Thompson approach the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. The gunman approaches from behind and shoots him in the back. He actually shoots a few times, but the bullet in the back probably did it, right? So the gun jams at some point while he's trying to pop off, and he clears the jam real quick and continues to fire, and fires again before fleeing through an alley. Anyways, he shoots Brian Thompson. He flees on foot at first and then on an e-bike, and police was able to follow the trail until he reached Central Park before they lost his scent. Basically, he got in a taxi and got to the bus station, and then they lost him. Basically, here's where it gets weird. So at site of the murder, he left some souvenirs. The words delay and depose. Depose was written on a shell casing from a round that was fired into the victim. Delay was written on a live round that was ejected, presumably when the shooter appeared to be clearing a jam in the gun. Those words are probably some sort of nod to this book, Delay, Deny, and Defend: Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. It's a 2010 book by law professor Jay Feynman. Anyways, in the days since the murder, we've learned a few more things about the gun the killer used, actually. So he had a silencer on the gun. You can see that in the video. But beyond that, we've learned that the gun was a ghost gun, probably self-assembled from 3D printed parts. Almost untraceable, right? Remember when I said they lost him at Central Park? Well, the killer also left his backpack for detectives to find, actually. And that backpack was full of Monopoly money. I know you're going, what? Well, Twitter absolutely went berserk when this became public. So they find the message on the ammo, they find the backpack. This guy was clearly sending a message to big insurance. So now's a good point to talk about that, actually. So Brian Thompson had been the CEO of Unitedhealthcare since 2021 before his murder. And Unitedhealthcare is actually the largest health insurer in the United States. Under his leadership, Unitedhealthcare profits increased from 12 billion in 2021 to 16 billion in 2023. Those profits obviously don't come without the companies screwing a few people over. That's the way insurance works. You take more money from people and you pay less out. That's the way insurance companies make money, right? And in that time, they've had a few controversies as well. And I'll save you some work here. Under Brian Thompson, for both Medicare and non-Medicare claims, Unitedhealthcare declined claims at a rate double the industrial average. So they just they just don't like to pay out people, essentially, when people make claims on their insurance. At some point, Unitedhealthcare even began using artificial intelligence to automate claim denials, resulting in their customers either incurring significant out-of-pocket medical bills or being unable to receive the needed medical treatment. So talk about efficiency, right? The age of efficiency with the AI there. Needless to say, I don't like insurance companies. I myself recently got scammed out of a claim on my car insurance. And I had a whole rant about it in this video that you see up there. Anyways, I feel better now. But this killer shoots the CEO of Unitedhealthcare, this company that everybody seems to hate. He leaves a chilling message, and the crowd goes wild. Guys, at this point, the jacket this guy used to commit the murder was basically selling out in stores like crazy. People were cheering for him like he was some sort of messiah. You see how this is similar to V for Vendetta, right? Anyways, in the days that followed, the police put a 50K bounty on his head, and the rest is history. He's spotted in the McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, just this past Monday. A McDonald's employee calls in the cops. They grab him. They find he's got a gun that seems to match the gun the killer used to commit the murder, complete with the silencer and everything. It's just crazy, right? He had the same fake ID that was used to check into a New York City hostel before the shooting. He even had a mask that was similar to the one used that you see the killer wearing during the murder. All the Jason Statham movies that I have watched tell me that the suspect is supposed to dump the murder weapon in the nearest lagoon or something. You know, change their hair color, definitely change IDs after committing a murder, right? It's like this guy was just begging to get caught and to have the evidence on him. It's almost like he wanted everybody to know he did it. So, I mean, just about the only thing that this guy appeared to change about himself was just basically growing out his unibrow or something like weird, eh? As for motive, he had a 3-page handwritten document detailing how much he absolutely loathes corporate America. So the document said, and I'm going to quote that, he says, "These parasites had it coming." And goes on to say in certain parts, "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." Okay. So yes. Oh, did I mention that allegedly he hailed the Unabomber as a political revolutionary on social media? He basically said, and I quote here, "You may not like his methods, but to see things from his perspective, it is not terrorism. It is war and revolution." Jeez, this guy sounds like a Trump supporter. I'm joking. I'm joking, okay? Anyways, all of this still doesn't directly prove that he killed Brian Thompson. And he hasn't been charged with the murder of Brian Thompson just yet. At the moment, he's been held on gun charges. Now, I'd imagine the police still need to match the bullet and the shell casing found at the crime scene with the gun that they found on him, right? Anyways, what do we know at the moment about Luigi Mangione? In my mind, at first, when I saw the murder, I was like, okay, this guy must be some poor sap who lost a family member because Unitedhealthcare could not stop being pieces of shit. So it's literally the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know, maybe he lost a girlfriend, maybe a boyfriend, maybe his equal opportunity like that. Who knows, right? But from what we know at this point, it turns out Luigi Mangione is probably the most corporation hater you can think of. So he went to a private school, like all the people who have disadvantages in this life, right? He also has a graduate degree in computer science from the University of Pennsylvania. He's from money as well. His grandfather was a prominent real estate developer in Maryland. His cousin, Nick Mangione, is a lawmaker in the Maryland state legislature as well. So it must be truly tragic what corporate America has done to this dude. Like, that's sarcasm, by the way, if you didn't get that. But like, it just seems a bit weird to me. To be honest, I feel like I've just described a Karen to you. Did this dude just commit murder over something that literally doesn't concern him? Like, so off the top, I asked if the killer of Brian Thompson might be some sort of newer age social justice warrior. Sure, he doesn't have the pink hair, but you know who had the pink hair? Ryan Wesley Ruth, aka the guy who tried to murder Donald Trump at the golf club. Apparently, that guy, that Ryan Wesley Ruth, was trying to help Ukraine. This guy, though, this guy has the cause. He hates corporate America. Like a lot of social justice warriors, he has literally no fundamental connection to the problem. Like, literally no connection. He has no reason to violently hate corporate America. He's a rich guy. Like, don't get me wrong, corporate America is trash. And insurance companies are the scum of the earth. But why does this guy care? Why does he care? Okay? So I'm I'm a little confused, honestly. I'm a little confused. But I'm seeing a pattern here. Or maybe I'm just reading a bit too much into the tea leaves. But can we go back to the point when social justice warriors just painted their hair pink and chained themselves to trees? You know? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Okay? I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.